Hi guys, welcome back. Andy Golf, my dad. So welcome to another weekend show. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you're having a good weekend if you're watching this as it comes out. I'm about 5 days back from a fantastic holiday in Cornwall. The only downside is definitely my body is still recovering from the drive, the muscles, a lot together. So I thought we'd just have a little catch up in here. I've actually had the morning here at Leisure Pod dedicated venues at Tapton. Filmed a couple of videos, but I'm also working a bit on my swings, some of the tendencies, what I really want to start to get rid of. So for this weekend show, I'm going to show you what I'm just starting to work on a little bit, and also get in the comments below. Let me know, are you working on swing changes at the moment? If so, what and how? Are you having lessons? Are you doing the lessons from things you've watched online? So get in the comments, let me know, message me if there's anything you want my advice. For what it's worth, get in the comments and let me know. But in terms of my swings, a few things what I want to try and soften. My 46th birthday is next week and I'm starting my new series, Holding Scratch at 46. The golf game's in good order, but I'm learning to play with some of the kind of faults, what I want to try and soften in my golf swing. I actually played 18 holes here at Tapton 2 days ago. Managed to shoot 5 under, just played steady. Boring golf as I'm diving more now into data, really focusing on course strategy. So to shoot 5 under after 2-3 weeks off, I was really happy with that. Shoot 5 under, the game is okay in there, but it is a shortish course out here. So it was basically an iron play, chip well, got it close, made 6 birdies, only 1 bogey. So in terms of my swing, it's also linked in to my physical ability at the moment. As I said, I'm really struggling. I'm really tight in my upper back, my thoracic. So I'm struggling to get into the positions I want to. And this is where the gym stuff really kicks in. I went back to the gym 2 days ago, so I'm struggling with DOMs as well today. So the speed has actually been down a little bit today. So over the new series of Holding Scratch, I'm going to go more in depth about my gym routines, my daily mobility, my speed work. Again, coming to 46, obviously speed is around 125, push into the late 120s, and club head speed today is about 120, 121 with the DOMs and the muscles. So I'm going to do a lot of videos in the future. I'm also clicking the button to do my TPI, so I will bring all that knowledge to you guys. Also help a few people in person and online as well. But I'm really big into how the body moves, not just in one swing position. Everybody's different, everyone's moving different. I know today I'm struggling to move where I want to get to do, so to trying to get into fixed positions, I just can't do that as much. I'm more into the feel, but there's just some areas I want to soften, which we'll go into. So, as I said, quick chat over what I'm working on. That's the problem, you see my swing on camera. There's some things I don't like on there, and I just want to change it. It's not all about just how I want to work, but some of my misses, I can have two-way misses, and I'm really trying to hit fades, fades, fades. One guy online I follow on Instagram, he's called Dom Caminiti. You might have seen him. He keeps it really simple on there. He analyzes people's swing, looks at where the swings of most golfers want to sit in and around. So this is what I'm working on. So I'll show you what I'm working on. So this morning I've had about half an hour onto it, really trying to soften what I'm going into. So let me get a screen recorded and I'll show you what I'm been working on, what I want to eradicate as well. So I've got the thing called swing plane. I've had this on my phone for probably 10, 15 years. So you can record a swing, pop it into this, you can add a load of lines, and we'll go through what those lines are. So this is the driver from straight off into the session. And if you've seen Tom's work, this is what I want to work at. So the blue line is roughly the plane line. And you'll see from here, my tendency, if we see from there, I take it underneath the plane. And then from here, you can't see as much through from there. But if I draw a line now from lead arm parallel, I want more my club to be pointing to the ball or inside the ball, where actually here it's too shallow. It's pointing out there. And what I do, I then lift. So if I get to the top of the swing, from here my hands get super high. It's where a lot of my speed comes from. But when I'm trying to get more dialed in on the course, I want my lead arm to be more parallel with my shoulder line, which you can see there. It's not, I get quite deep, but it's almost a false deep. I'm trying to get my hands over the back of my heels, but then from this position, I'm definitely a thruster. I'm a hip spinner. I do know how to push into the ground, but I do spin too early. And then from here, I've stalled. I have to stand up and I flip. But you can see from my left foot there, this is how much force I do push into the ground. Let my left foot go, boing. So I basically get under the plane, get stuck in the inside, I fake lift, and then I come down to try and get back on the plane because I'm a good enough player. I know where to get it back on plane, but sometimes get the handle too high and we can have the two misses. So that's what I want to eradicate. So this is what I've been working on. Again, it's not just position based, it's just keeping in a sort of range. So I've got the different color lines. So we have the blue is the rough plane line. So I'm trying to get my hands to work up the plane more, club outside of the hands. So we go fast forward. So as you can see from this drill, hands are okay there, club is out. And the positions I'm looking for is when left arm parallel. Now that is where the red line is. So you can see the red line coming down, taking a beeline inside the ball. Whereas when I get stuck behind, that red line would be pointing more to the right of the screen, too shallow, which can lead into some nasty stuff further down the line. So from there, that is a position I want the shaft to be in, which for me is more of a shoulder plane. But again, this links into shoulder mobility. I'm really locked at the moment. So for me to get into these positions, I'm struggling with external, internal rotation. So I've got to keep going to the gym, keep my lacrosse ball, but that's later on. So in positions again, that's one position I'm looking at. Then through from there, back there, my hands want to be going through my right bicep, which it is. And then the top position here, for me to play more consistent golf, really, you can see there from the green line, my lead arm is matching more with my shoulder line instead of getting my hands way too steep. So it's a much better position. And also from there, I'm not getting across the line, which sometimes when I've lifted, my swing gets too long, gets across the line. You can play from there, but I'm just trying to get a little bit more consistent. And then for the depth, so it's not just a fake depth. Now, if you see my hands, you'll see the green line beelining down. That wants to be around my back heel. So I've got some good depth in the swing. And then from this position, my hands can take a beeline down now. This is just a backswing drill. Because for me, if I get this backswing right, it's got more chance of the downswing working itself out. So that's the first part of what I'm working on. So one drill, I can hopefully might be able to show you. So if you see yourself on cameras when you're one who takes it on the inside and you're trying to eliminate, one good little drill is grab an alignment stick or anything here, and then basically we can just check the backswing. So all I want this now is when I take my backswing, I'm trying to lead more with my shoulders, but instead of the forearms, wrist rolling over, when I get to first arm parallel, I want this alignment stick. If I carried that down there, would be making a beeline from the ball to just inside, which will stop that inside flippy takeaway. So grab yourself an alignment stick and just do some little drills so you get the feel of that point in. If I take a laser beam straight down, it's there. Whereas my tendency is if you flip it on the inside, you can see there, it's pointing way out from there. From there, I have to manipulate I get steeper and I get across the line, and then I've got to make a beeline to probably stand up, get to ball. So try it, little drill, alignment stick on the club, just first arm parallel, get it in there, especially if you're one who struggles with that inside takeaway. Okay guys, so just a quick catch up there, what I'm working on in the backswing, which if I can get the backswing in better feeling range of positions, I can play much more consistent golf. So as I said, next week, I am definitely starting the TPI qualification. So over the next 12 months, the holding scratch at 46 is going to be quite a big series for me. I'm going to go through everything from fitness into my strength training, flexibility, as I've said, have a look at some lessons. I want to get on some force plates. I understand ground reaction forces. I'm going to see how I use them and the kinematic sequence. It's hard to see, we have to measure. So I want to go and get that data done. I have good speed out there, but I want to keep the speed. If we don't use it, we definitely lose it. If you want to add some speed this winter time, no matter what age you are, if you're younger, 40, 50, 60, 70, there's no reason we can't be adding some speed. First, we've got to make sure we've got the flexibility, got the strength, build the foundation. So for me, the next 3-4 weeks is really focused on my flexibility and my strength. So I'm going to go over the workouts, what I'm going to be really doing. Like I said, I've just done one workout, but I've really got to stick to a structure. Over the past 3, 4, 5 months, I've not had a proper routine in terms of the gym. Like a lot of you down there, life commitments gets in the way, family, work, there's stuff going off outside of golf. Obviously, this is not my daytime job. So to try and be as strong and fit as I can, it's tough, like a lot of you, to fit it all in. But I've got to take more care of this body. I've still got the swing speed, but I want to make sure I can do it as healthily as I can. Still want to add some speed, as I want to still be hitting some bombs when I get into my 50s, which is a few years away just yet. So that's it guys for this weekend show. Plenty to come over the next 2-3 months. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, follow along guys. Holding scratch at 46. It was a good start at taps in the other week, but I just got to work on this driver. I'm going to a fade only now, looking into data, looking into stats, course management, filling this head with a lot more stuff. There's not much more room or memory storage to fit much in, but we're going to give it a go. Right, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. So holding scratch at 46 officially starts when the birthday hits next week. 46, where have those years gone, guys? Right, holding scratch, 46, come on.